It's now 4:30. This is WKYT This Morning. The death toll from what is now the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history stands at 50. Details on the Orlando nightclub shooting ahead this morning.
Here in Kentucky, hundreds packed Triangle Park in Lexington to remember the lives lost. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner spoke to some people who attended this vigil.
And in Harrison County, the coroner says that one man is dead after jumping into the Licking River. That story and more ahead on WKYT This Morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you with us here on this Monday. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. We're dealing with a lot of breaking news this morning. Obviously, we're following the situation in Orlando, such a tragic, awful scene.
And anticipate we'll get more details, certainly, as the morning hours roll along. We had a nice weekend weather-wise here with that late-night sort of storm that rolled through here and there as we got into the evening hours. Let's check in with Micah, see what's going on.
Yeah, and that was a front that's moving through it. It was a very weak front. Only a few of us actually saw some of those storms. That's pushed on out. It's going to be a really, really nice day in store. And once we get in towards your afternoon, we'll actually feel that better feel in the air. So some cooler, drier air filtering on in. But it's very brief, okay? Look at northern Kentucky, 59 degrees in Maysville. And then we're at 72 Somerset, London. So that just shows you that front trying to push on through. But like I said, by the afternoon, you will feel a difference in the air. Now, as we track off toward the next few days, here comes another warm front that will jump right back close to 90 degrees and also some storms in the forecast. I'm going to show you the best chance for the best day coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you shortly. Thank you. The president is calling it especially heartbreaking. The death toll from what is now the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history stands at 50.
Investigators are still trying to piece together exactly what happened right before a gunman opened fire at a nightclub in Orlando, Florida. Friends and family of victims spent the day trying to figure out if their loved ones had survived. CBS's Craig Boswell talked to witnesses in our top story this morning.
A service was held Sunday night for victims of the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history.
We are heartsick and heartsore, but we are not defeated in this moment.
Police say Omar Mateen took an AR-15 assault rifle into a gay nightclub in Orlando and opened fire.
He was just basically just swiping around. No specific purpose, like just kind of just shooting anybody and anything.
Among the victims, 34-year-old Edward Sotomayor Jr., 23-year-old Stanley Almodovar, and 22-year-old Luis S. Vielma. Mateen called 911 to pledge his allegiance to ISIS and took several people hostage in a bathroom. A SWAT team decided to go in. A neighbor recorded sound of the massive shootout. Mateen was killed. One officer was injured. His Kevlar helmet is credited for saving his life.
The FBI is now investigating the massacre as an act of terrorism.
Mateen was a security guard. Born in New York, his family later moved to Florida. Mateen attended this Islamic center in Fort Pierce, Florida. The imam there says the shooting comes as a complete surprise.
I felt so bad for all the innocent poor people who are killed.
For much of the day, friends and family searched hospitals for people who were in the club. Jose Ornedo was searching for his brother.
He was in the club with three of his friends, and they made it out okay, but they lost him, and they don't know where he's at.
Many others continue to wait for news about loved ones. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Orlando, Florida.
And back here in Kentucky, hundreds packed Triangle Park in Lexington to remember the 50 lives lost. City leaders told the crowd that they will not let hate prevail. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner was at the vigil. She continues our top story team coverage.
So God be with their families. Give them peace.
Amazing grace. Hundreds gathered downtown after tragedy in Orlando rocks the nation. Emotions still high.
Angry, upset, anxious, a little bit of everything.
Triangle Park filled with many standing in support of the LGBTQ community.
If you could see this from my perspective, standing up here looking out, this speaks volumes about what kind of a community that Lexington, Kentucky is.
We can't let fear override, celebrations of who we are.
City leaders stopped by to help remember the many lives lost in the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history.
For we know, yes, we all know, that freedom and justice and liberty will always prevail over hate.
This is all our community, and everyone is welcome, and we will be there for you.
We talked to a man who's been wearing a shirt that says #WeAreOne for a very long time now. He was shocked to learn he had friends at Pulse nightclub last night in Orlando.
Kind of makes it hit home a little bit more. Kind of makes you realize the importance of life and how important all life is.
City leaders and community members alike saying they stand in solidarity.
And I think the mayor said that with such grace down in Orlando, won't be defined by the tragedy, but the response.
But now I see.
We're standing with them in this time of tragedy.
In Lexington, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
Lexington police are working with community members to ensure the upcoming Pride Parade goes smoothly. The city's Pride Festival is scheduled for Saturday, June 25th. State leaders are talking about the shooting. U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell released a statement saying, in part, the nation's prayers are with the victims and their families in the wake of this terrible tragedy. We thank the citizens and first responders who helped rescue and save lives amidst horror and chaos. Senator Rand Paul was on Twitter after the news broke. Paul tweeted, quote, horrific and tragic news out of Orlando, Florida. Kelly and I join the rest of the nation in praying for the victims.
At Broadway's biggest night of the year, Tony Awards organizers decided the show must go on. They announced they would dedicate the award ceremony to the victims of the Orlando shooting. Host James Corden opened the awards with a message of solidarity.
All we can say is you are not on your own right now. Your tragedy is our tragedy. Theatre is a place where every race, creed, sexuality and gender is equal, is embraced and is loved. Hate will never win.
Well, the cast of Hamilton performed during the awards show. Out of respect for victims of the shooting, the cast decided not to use muskets in their performance of Yorktown. The song recreates the famous battle. We'll continue to track the story and all of the national reaction to this. We'll post updates online. Keep checking WKYT.com.
An Indiana man was arrested in California on his way to a gay pride parade. Santa Monica police say 20-year-old Wesley Howell from Jeffersonville, across the river from Louisville, was on probation after an incident with a gun in Indiana. Police found 3 assault rifles, ammo, and a bucket of chemicals used to make an explosive device in Howell's car. Howell attended Ballard High School in Louisville. Officers arrested Howell just hours after the shooting in Orlando. Investigators do not believe the 2 cases are connected. Locally, deputies have released more information about a shooting in Laurel County. Deputies say a woman and 2 men went into a home on Taylor Bridge Road and assaulted the man living there, 20-year-old Trey Hendrick. Deputies say one of them shot Hendrick in the hip and stole his wallet. Emergency crews took Hendrick to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
We're still waiting for Lexington police to release more details about a deadly crash on Interstate 75. Police told us 3 cars crashed on the interstate near the 102-mile marker around 10:30 Saturday night. The Fayette County coroner says Robert Allen Wayne Scott Jr. from London died in the wreck. We're told another person suffered minor injuries. In southern Kentucky, state police say 2 people are dead after a crash involving an ATV and a truck. Troopers say that crash happened over the weekend on South Highway 27 in McCreary County. They've not released the names of the 2 killed.
The Harrison County coroner says a man is dead after jumping into the Licking River. Search crews found 57-year-old Stephen Bell's body yesterday afternoon. They say he was swimming with 2 friends the night before near the Robinson Dam when he went missing.
He jumped off the dam and was going to go swimming, and then according to them, he swam across the river, and that was the last they saw of him.
The coroner says Bell's body is now in Frankfort for an autopsy. Bell's family told us he was an experienced swimmer. Investigators told us there was no indication he was under the influence of any alcohol or drugs when he jumped. In Spencer County, search crews will continue looking for a man missing at Taylorsville Lake. This morning, Kentucky State Police have released the man's name. They say they are looking for Zoran Jefetic. And troopers say he went into the lake at Settlers Trace Marina without wearing a life jacket.
Investigators are trying to figure out what caused a deadly fire in Pike County. The Feds Creek Volunteer Fire Department. It says his crews went out to a fire at an apartment near Mouth Card early yesterday morning. Firefighters say the apartment was connected to Roger Shortridge Grocery. Flames destroyed both buildings. One person died.
Okay, not a morning with a lot of pleasant news. Obviously, our time is 4:40 on WKYT, 20 before 5, and it's good to have you with us.
Well, convenience and affordability of getting a degree online, creating a growing business for scam artists. Coming up, we'll have a look at ways to avoid getting ripped off in higher education.
And we have the 60s, we have the 50s, we have the 70s outside. That is a front moving on through. We're going to go over that forecast coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's actually a pleasant start to your work week. You step out the door and you're going to be feeling actually winds coming in from the north and northeast, and that's a front moving on through. It's trying to push the clouds out and about, trying to move them on out into Tennessee as we speak down in southern Kentucky. But the front you can actually see on satellite. There's the milky clouds right through there. Your front is stretched right through here. So you're trying to push that front on through, and back behind that is some cooler, drier air, and you can absolutely see it, no doubt about it, on your temperature map. It's 59 degrees right now in Maysville, 57 in Ashland. Obviously, the coolest air is still back toward the north, but it is nudging southbound and southeast. And so just keep in mind, Somerset at 70 degrees, London at 72. It doesn't feel great now in that location, but even Lexington at 67. When I walked in, we were at 70 degrees. Frankfort now at 72. We'll continue to drop those temperatures as we go through the day, and it actually feels really, really nice later on this afternoon. 85 degrees, that's not a great feel, but the humidity's dropping. That's key because this weekend it was pretty hot, pretty humid as you walked out the door this weekend, went to some of your events. It's not going to be that way today. It's actually a really nice day in store at 85 degrees. Now we go through the next few days, and that's going to change. This is only a brief break from the heat and humidity. It's a nice start to the work week, but it's very brief, very short-lived. We hit tomorrow. We'll have a couple of rumbles tomorrow. It's not a great chance of rain at 40%. But then we hit Wednesday. Wednesday is your best chance of rain at 60%, as you'll have scattered showers and thunderstorms around the area. But then that front moves on through. Now, you won't feel the nice air on Thursday. Thursday's actually right around 90 degrees, but you will feel it as we head towards your Friday and off into your weekend. Those days actually in the low 80s, low humidity. I mean, if you have weekend plans coming up, you're talking about some very, very nice feeling temperatures there Friday and into your weekend. So some good looking days ahead, and it looks like we'll go through still a warm spell the next few days, excluding today. Today's actually pretty nice. But tomorrow, those couple of rumbles are mainly for southern Kentucky. And then we hit Wednesday. That's when the better opportunity of rain slides on in here. On Thursday, Friday, that rain does move on out. And look at those temperatures. We go from 90 degrees on Thursday to 80 degrees on Friday. That's a big drop of temperatures for this time of year. You're talking about a 10-degree swing as that front passes on through. And that one actually lasts. I mean, we're talking 80 degrees on Friday, 82 on Saturday, 84 on Sunday. Guys, this past weekend I actually went out to the Beer Cheese Festival there in Winchester. It was hot and humid, don't get me wrong, but still a lot of people showed up, and a lot of people were saying, you know what, I'm going to try to beat the heat and try to get out here early and knock that out. So it's a great event. This weekend is going to be totally different. This weekend feels great.
Looks great.
All these events going on
Awesome.
this weekend. Perfect timing for these event planners.
Sounds good. All right, thank you. 446 right now. Online degree programs are more popular than ever. Convenient for stay-at-home moms or working parents who want to further their education.
But as we learn in today's Moms at Everyday Minute, not every online diploma is exactly what it claims to be.
Along with the growth of online education has been a huge growth in phony colleges cranking out fake diplomas. It's now a $500 million industry and growing. The Better Business Bureau has a warning about diploma mills.
They went from having brick and mortar and having to have an office to turn out these fake diplomas to they could do it in their bedroom. There's no overhead, their costs are nil. They do some advertising on the internet. You send them money and they send you a piece of paper.
Warning signs are high-pressure sales tactics, vague answers about graduation rates and costs, and guaranteed jobs after graduation. If the school costs are calculated per degree and not per credit hour, or if there is a deal for multiple degrees at one time, those are also red flags. To make sure the college you're considering is reputable, check out the Better Business Bureau at bbb.org and the U.S. Department of Education to make sure that the school is accredited. For more ways to make mom's life easier, visit momseveryday.com.
For these tips and more, go to WKYT.com, click on Moms Every Day.
And right there, we're keeping you up to date on all the latest news and weather throughout the day. 4:48 on WKYT this morning.
Well, the weekend heat didn't stop the Lexington Fire Department from competing in their annual Firefighter Combat Challenge. We'll take a look at how they fared when we come back.
Welcome back to WKYT this morning. 4:51 is our time here on your Monday. The weekend heat didn't stop the Lexington Fire Department from competing in the annual Firefighter Combat Challenge.
Every year they host the event for firefighters across the region. WKYT's Sabira Rayford was at the challenge.
It's what they're trained to do.
Yeah, this is, basically what we do on a fire ground.
But today there's no real emergency.
It's like a track meet, sort of, but with a bunch of firefighters and gear. It's fun.
It's called the Firefighter Combat Challenge. And today, firefighters from all over the country came to Lexington for their chance to go to the championship.
Yeah, we came all the way from Dallas-Fort Worth because it's worth it to be out here.
The challenge combines strength and endurance. As part of the challenge, firefighters have to climb a 5-story tower and carry a life-size 175-pound training dummy. Miranda Turner is on the women's team.
All these activities that we're doing out here are things that we do on the job every day. Hose pulls, sledgehammers, they're things that we do on the job. So it's really not getting us ready for the job, but the job gets us ready for this, is the best way to think of it. And you're doing it in gear, which is even harder.
Organizers say the event encourages and supports firefighter fitness.
It's pretty hard, you got to be dedicated. It takes hours out of your day, practice and weight train.
But some say the best part is sharing the moment with their friends and family. In Lexington, Sabira Rayford, WKYT.
Well, the World Challenge will be in Montgomery, Alabama in October.
Deputies in Laurel County say a man was electrocuted while trying to get a drone out of a tree. Deputies say Robert Benazca was standing on a ladder and trying to retrieve a drone with a pool net. They believe the net hit an electric line. Deputies found him on power lines on Marydale Road. They have flown him to UK Hospital. Deputies in Whitley County are looking for a man wanted for several charges. We're told deputies spotted 23-year-old Jeremy Tyler Lynn in a stolen car. They say Lynn took off, drove through a field, stopped, and then ran away. Deputies found a pregnant woman in the car. Lynn is facing several charges, including 4 counts of wanton endangerment. Coming up next on WKYT, a look at some of the stories our news team is working on for you this morning.
A lot going on, especially the happenings in Orlando. We'll bring you up to date on the terror situation there. We'll also have another look at your morning forecast.
Good morning. The time is 4:56, 4 minutes before 5 on WKYT.
Let's take a look right now at some of the stories we are working on at this hour.
Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll get you more details on the shooting in Orlando, Florida. We plan to go there live. We'll also see how Lexington is remembering the victims of the shooting. That's ahead this morning.
Several people will not be able to stay in their apartments after a fire overnight in Lexington. We are live with more on what we know about what started this and where the people are going to be headed now that they are pretty much left out in the cold in this situation, or the heat, we should say. And let's transition with that to Micah.
Yeah, no kidding. And here comes the heat in the next few days, not so much today. That front's pushing on through. Listen, I just talked about this just 10 minutes ago. Frankfurt was at 72 degrees. Lexington was at 69. So that cooler air is filtering on in. Trust me, at about 8, 9 a.m., you'll already feel that front push on through. And then you'll start to feel the humidity drop as we go through the day. So it's actually a pretty pleasant day. 85 degrees later on this afternoon, mostly sunny skies. Remember, it's short-lived, though. I'm going to show you these storms moving into the forecast and also that heat working its way back in. Coming up with another 2 hours of WKYT News in just a couple of minutes.